Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.
G'day, how are you all going? It's Jai That Aussie Metal Guy here with Crank.com and with Cranium Radio. So today, tonight, wherever you are in the world, it is great pleasure that I'm getting to have a chat with Liam Phelan from Svalbard, who formed around 2011. 4 studio albums now, 3 EPs, several splits. You've been going from strength to strength with each album. And this one, The Weight of the Mask, is an absolute ripper, and you're about to hit Australian shores for the first time ever. So thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you for having us. I can't wait to come.
No, absolute pleasure. We are looking forward to having you. I would like to chat a little bit about this album also that dropped on 6th of October. I was busy doing chemo, so I missed out on the chance to have a chat with Serena. So I'm looking forward to having a chat with you. Tell us how things been going since the release of this album, because it just seems like you guys have been really growing, especially with this one, and the acclaim that you've been receiving for it has been fucking sensational. I know the last album, When I Die, Will I Get Better, just, you know, shot you guys up a lot more, but this one's kind of seemed to be another step up in where you're going. Yeah,
I mean, this one was on Nuclear Blast. The last record was on Church Road Records. It was kind of a last minute change of labels of the last record as well. So everything was a little bit hectic, whereas this one's been a lot smoother, bigger label. So I guess it's just reaching more ears now.
Definitely Nuclear Blast, one of the biggest and the best labels in the world. That's for sure to be on top of, man. Tell us a little bit about creating this album.
Oh, okay. So I guess we had quite a good flow before COVID kicked in. Every time we were writing, we have a good amount of time between records. We'd do a process where we toured, record, write, and then COVID threw that all up in the air. So we came back into this one having about 6 months off during COVID before we could get back in the room together, and then we started writing. And then because we hadn't played many shows with When I Die, we obviously wanted to play a lot, so we're doing that whilst writing a little bit. And then we got signed to Nuclear Blast, wanted to get a record out. So we started really concentrating on writing then. And me and Serena were spending a lot of time, just doing the riffing, getting in a room together, and getting all the band together and doing it.
Yeah, the album, I love that you guys, with a lot of the themes, like, you really do tackle, issues of mental health, love, loss, and everything as well, and all in your unique style as well. You have this really great style to you, which mixes in black metal, which I'm a fan of all metal, but black metal as well. And then you just have that kind of post-metal feel and the D beat. And it's kind of something that's really kind of, for me, I've heard bands like that before, but unique for you guys as well, and kind of that area. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we started the band, we wanted to be a kind of juxtaposition between kind of fast, heavy, kind of D-beaty hardcore. Or this is my image of it anyway, and kind of dream pop, post-rock sort of stuff. So it's kind of always been an amalgamation of those two things. And then once we found our sound, just an evolution from that point. I guess I never like to think about where we're going too much. I just like to let the riffs take us wherever they want to take us. Just kind of, let the universe guide us a little bit, take us where we need to be.
So is that important for you as an artist? Try to not to think too much about where the final destination is going, but just to create music at that time that is important to you and feels something.
Yeah. I mean, I probably throw away about 70-80% of what I noodle out. For me, you have to have that connection with the music when you're playing it in the room. When we finally get into the room together and we're playing something, you can feel the energy, and you can just feel it. Just feels complete. But I never ever like to think about what I'm doing. I just let my fingers guide the way.
So that you keep going, Lim.
I think like most creatives, if you think about something too much, that's when it dries up.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us a little bit about kind of what motivates and inspires you as a musician.
So I've been doing it for so long now. I guess it's just second nature. It's just something I have to do. had a period in my late teens where I didn't really do any bands or anything for about a year, and I think that's the most lost I've ever felt in my entire life.
Oh
I've
wow.
always been there to kind of, help me with the everyday trials and tribulations. It's the outlet, it's the cathartic outlet for everything else in my life.
Oh, definitely, dude. Can you tell me a little bit about the latest single off of the album, "To Wilt Beneath the Weight"? Because that one is a killer track off the album as well, but also it kind of gives audiences a little bit of a feel of kind of. I've shared the clip this morning, going that this is kind of a great clip, but also what's something that Australian Aussie fans can expect on the upcoming tour as well. It's a really cool live video.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was done. We played.
Oh, oh, too.
No, it was oh bloody hell. Oh, the Kentish Town Forum in
Okay.
London, part of Cult of Luna's little festival thing beyond the Redshift. So we're on the main stage, which was pretty daunting. We'd been on another headlining tour around mainland Europe.
Yep.
We played Paris the night before to like 200 people. It was incredible. We finished the set by jumping into the crowd, and then suddenly we're back in London. We're playing to this 2,000-seater venue where we've watched bands like Deftones and Sunny Day Real Estate and loads of huge bands we've always admired playing. Suddenly we're on the same stage where we've been watching from the other side. Felt pretty daunting, but yeah, it was amazing. Really good atmosphere. I couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah, because we're all kind of us metalheads are all fans of it all ourselves as well. So it must be a surreal experience now, like kind of playing with a lot of these bands and sharing the stage with people like Enslaved and you know what I mean, going on these big tours.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you have to pinch yourself sometimes. Um, never, when you think about being like a 14 or 15-year-old kid playing around with the guitar, learning your favorite songs, and then suddenly you're, on the stage playing with some of those bands that you were learning the riffs to years ago. I mean, for me, it's like 30 years ago. So
Feels like yesterday. It's all good, man. Don't worry.
feels like yesterday, also an entire age ago. So
Yeah, no worries. What was the first guitar you got, dude? I'm pretty interested since you kind of mentioned it, noodling around on your guitar back then. Do you remember it all?
the Yamaha, I don't remember the model. It
No.
was like, I went to a guitar shop, saw the cheapest guitar. Yeah, I'll get that one. I think I was learning the solo to Freebird. I think quite a lot of people start with Freebird, don't they?
Yeah.
And then kind of went from there. Just
Fall from there. So what are you using now, mate? Tell us a little bit about the setup you've got now for all the I know my co-host would be really keen to kind of know the setup you got, and he's a real guitar tech guy.
I've never been like a big gear nerd. I was playing Ibanez for a long time, which some people give me grief about. I remember we were in Helsinki once, and this guy was calling me an old man. I mean, I'm an old man, but he's like, "You play an Ibanez? You're an idiot." It's like, yeah, thanks very much. That's fine. But, but every time I try and move on to anything else, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the wizard neck or something, but just kind of the thinness, and you can get around there pretty easily. I do quite big chord shapes as well with my hands, so I guess the thinner the neck, I've just got used to that. Looks wise, I've always quite fancied an SG, but I hate the weighting on them. Because as soon as you let go, it's that. And now I'm playing a PRS, which I just saw in a shop when we were on tour. I thought, oh, that looks nice. Gave it a go. I was like, oh, that plays nicely. So I've got an Ibanez and a PRS for my guitars now. I use.
Yeah, it must be nice to be able to actually afford guitars. People don't realize what a hard slog it is in a band for a lot of years, you know what I mean? And the way the music industry is kind of geared these days, it's kind of makes it a lot harder for artists, I suppose, to kind of break out and kind of to get to where they're going, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember playing gigs with, £200 guitar.
Yeah.
You hit it, everything's out of tune straight away. It's just all the learning curve, isn't it? And you're like, right, okay, I need to spend at least this much on a new guitar for it to actually be decent enough to play with. So I've worked out my level now, what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's where coming back to the tour, where touring these days is such an important part of the band's life cycle as well, to be able to at least generate an income for some food and to be able to create another album.
Yeah, I mean, we don't live off the band at all.
No,
Um,
I've spoken to a lot of bands and artists like yourself, and people are surprised that like you don't live. Chatted to Nicholas England, and he's got a day job as well. You know, it's something that needs to be done because people forget, and I do like to bring it up, and they think that streaming and just streaming alone is supporting a band, whereas going out and actually buying the album, buying the vinyl you had for the weight of the mass CDs. I'm telling my age now because I used to go into CD music stores and actually buy CDs and albums and that. And it seems to be a really hard place to do that. And people do forget that buying these albums support the band, going to shows, buying tickets early, like for Svalbard when you hit Aussie shores in May,
yeah,
it is the one sure way that you can support a band.
if you want to support a band, especially up and coming bands, buy the tickets early because that stuff really matters. Because as soon as they see the agents and all the bookers, as soon as they see those numbers coming in, then it helps them out getting different tours. Further along the line, go buy merch from the bands on the tour. Um, yeah, that's the best way to help. I mean, if we're in the 80s, we might be living off this, but it's not possible now. But
Yeah,
then the people who are doing it now are doing it because they love it. You're not getting yourself into this financial hole and having to work a day job and then another job in the evening doing the band because you think you're going to make some money at it. It's because you love it.
yeah. As a musician, you're just going to create regardless. It's something that kind of is inside you that you kind of have to get out. You can't explain it to some
Yeah,
people, but other creatives get it. There's like something in me. I just have to get out. I don't matter. I don't care how I do it. I just do have to get it. It is a lot easier these days to be able to do that, but it's also harder for people to cut through the white noise and find that really good stuff. So I suppose signing with a label like Nuclear Blast really helped kind of push that a little bit more.
yeah. I think streaming's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. Makes things more accessible. You can find bands more easily, but just there's so much out there now, and people's, just generally, I think people's concentration span has lowered, from what it used to be. I even see it in myself, So to cut through, as you say, all the noise is kind of hard. So just to be in a position that we're in now, where we can come to Australia, is incredible. Really, really happy.
Yeah, well, you've been doing really well over here in Australia, and I really do hope everybody buys those tickets and sells it out all across. Have you guys actually? You haven't actually played here, but any of you's kind of been down under for a holiday at all, or is this kind of like the first time you're all heading over?
Our drummer who's terrified of flying has been to Australia.
I'm terrified of flying, and I've flown too. So
You just think he's done the longest flight out of all of us, and he's terrified of it. He also he jumped out of a plane when he was there as well. So,
oh wow. Oh wow, good on him. I'm bad enough as it is just flying. I tell myself it's a big bus. That's all I do. It's just a bus. It's just a bus. We're good, man.
that's what I do. I imagine, you think about the bumps in the road, don't you, when you're in a car? It's just the same as that. Just thousands of feet in the air instead.
Yeah, just get a little bit of time off when you're down here to kind of sightsee. Is there anything you just want to see, or is it just a quick get in, play the show, and catch up next time?
I think for the rest of them, it's going to be a quick in and out because of work.
Yeah.
But the last day is the day before my birthday, and I'm not flying on my birthday, so I'm going to stay around for a day or two, I reckon. So if anyone has any tips for things to do in Melbourne, let me know.
Yeah, go find some koalas to cuddle. It's nothing better than like a metal band, like brutal metal band with a nice cute koala on their arm. That's for sure.
And that's a bit of a trend, isn't it? Yeah, every time you see a heavy band going to Australia, there's always the koala photo.
The typical koala. Just avoid the drop bears, they say. Those are the mythical koalas that drop out of the trees supposedly on people. It's something we tell everybody that comes here from overseas.
I'll tell the rest of them that's a thing. So worry them. I think some of them are worried about the spiders already, but
yeah, tell them.
koala.
Yeah, tell them not to worry. Tell them don't worry about the spiders. Watch out for the drop bears. They call them. they're cannibalistic tree bears that live in trees, dude. That drop on you.
This feels What's that? That's from a film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from a film as well. It's like kind of like something we've said to tourists forever, and like other Aussies are probably gonna shoot me for going, that's not a myth, it's real.
Well, we'll find out when we're there.
Exactly. Pick a couple of tracks off the album for you. Like I know it probably changes, dude. Like a couple of your favorites off of the album, and can you just quickly tell me why you've picked each track?
I think Lights Out I really like, because I think it's got a good variation of all our kind of styles all in one track. I think that's something we always like to do as well, is throw a bit of everything into a track. It's got the kind of the shoegazy section, blast beats, like good rhythmical sections. I really like How to Swim Down, because I got to play the violin on it, so that's fun. It's something I've been trying to do before and couldn't quite make it work, and this time I think just found the right song for it finally.
Oh,
so I was quite.
How good is that though? It was really good to hear that. The violin is absolutely unreal. I remember having a chat to, speaking of violinist, Thomas a few years ago from Corpaclani, and I just chatted to Sammy last night. I just love the sound of the violin in some tracks when they work really well, and especially you guys done it really well too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think bringing in sort of strange or unusual instrumentation into heavy music is definitely something I appreciate. So like violins on, with heavy guitars, trumpets with heavy guitars as well, I think works really well. But it's just finding the right balance of
saxophone.
I've definitely seen who does. Textures. There's a Textures song with a great saxophone solo on it on the first album. I really like that one. So that's all. To Wilt Beneath the Weight. It's a great song. I really like that. I really like Be My Tomb as well.
Yeah.
I think really great drumming on it from Mark. And it's a riff I had lying around for a few years and couldn't quite work out what to do with it. And then to see it slot into place so beautifully, I think, is really satisfying. So I love all the tracks on the album, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I. It's an absolutely amazing album. I've been hammering the hell out of it since it dropped too, and it was good to kind of get back into it last couple of days and smash it some even more. So look, this has been an absolute pleasure, Liam. I do got to quickly mention, you're about to kick off a European tour, yeah, as I mentioned with Enslaved and Wayfarer, yeah?
That's right. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. When does that kick off, dude?
6th of March in London.
Oh, so that's not far away, eh?
I live in London, so no.
No, dude. Yeah.
Not far away in time. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, not far. Both. Awesome, my friend. Look, I'm going to let you get about it, get another coffee before you do some more. Do you have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, my friend?
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me.
No, absolutely.
We'll see you on radio.
You will do, mate. Absolute pleasure. Everybody go grab some Svalbard, put it in the stereo, crank it up really bloody loud. The neighbours are going to want to hear it. Cheers, mate. Have a good one. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Dry That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof.